Yo, it's so nice to take walks in Snösätra. It's like either you need amphetamine or you need to take walks in Snösätra every morning, because otherwise you'll be super depressed unless you have any work going on the days. It is a little bit like that. So this recording sounds differently because I'm trying out my new Zoom that I got from my friend, and hopefully this recording sounds better, but I've yet to try making any recordings with this device, so this will be the first one. I was thinking about writing a manuscript for this recording, but I choose not to because I always make the best recordings without a manuscript. I'm aware of the fact that it's very windy. I don't know how much the wind is going to disturb the recording, really. Maybe it's just gonna be total shit. But guess what? I don't care if this recording is total shit quality. It's gonna be total shit quality. And like I said, I have no manuscript, so I haven't written up points that I want to speak about. But it's cool because I have my friend at my apartment, and also I was up all night yesterday editing a video that I uploaded to YouTube, which is the last video, and for some reason I didn't want to wake up early, and I slept until 15 o'clock in the afternoon because I'm depressed, so that's extremely bad. And also I couldn't function unless I bought an energy drink for my absolute last money. So I've drank an energy drink as well. That's extremely bad, but I don't really care. The important thing right now is that I make this recording, and I want to talk about girls in this recording. And me and my friend Hector, we had a nice chat about girls just before I went to Snösätra now. And it's complicated, really. So in 2023, when I lived in Snösätra, I fell in love with Valentina, and after that I've been in a relationship with a girl named Ariana, I guess, for 2 months, where we weren't really in a relationship, but she lived at my apartment, and turns out she's obsessed with me. In the same way that I'm obsessed with Valentina, and I'm aware of this stupid wind. I wonder if this is gonna be total fucking garbage. But I guess this is a good experiment for whether you can have the zoom out when it's a little bit windy, because I know the quality of iPhone microphone, so now I'll try out this one. So the thing with Ariana is I didn't want to be with her because I was only thinking about Valentina still 2 months after she lived at my apartment, and I never really think she was in love with me either. And the thing with relationships is, if you're gonna have a good relationship, you need to sacrifice yourself for that person. At least I think so. Otherwise, you'll just have a lot of fighting. If you're constantly gonna be mad at that person, I think that if you want to find a good relationship with a girl, you need to let them do whatever they like. So when Ariana lived at my apartment, for example, she liked to decorate a lot, and I thought everything she did was totally fucking bad. And I didn't want to be the Leo that I became when I hang out with her. I was not myself. It felt extremely bad, and it's as though she was just shaking the fact away that I actually was in love with Valentina all the time, and she acted as though I was in love with her, even though I had told her many times that I couldn't remove my feelings for Valentina. And why is that? Well, I have a little plan now that if Valentina doesn't want to be with me until the end of the summer, I will go away from Sweden, I think to Berlin, and find true love there instead, and then I will give up Valentina forever. But the thing is, when you like someone as much as I like Valentina, it's very hard to just decide that you're gonna give that person up forever. That's why I'm taking so long time before I do, essentially. So what does she think? Does she want me? The thing is, she never goes ahead and tells me face to face that, hey Leo, I know you're obsessed with me, but guess what? I don't want you to be that. I want you to find another girl. She never tells me what she thinks would be good for me. What is her dream vision of Leo? Is it that I find another girl that is not her, that I really like? I think it's because she doesn't want to live a life like that, where she thinks about other people. But she must recognize that I have very deep feelings for her, and therefore she should sort of tell me what she thinks I need if it's not a relationship with her, because that's being responsible. But guess what? Valentina is extremely irresponsible. Sometimes she just wants to live a life of doing insane amounts of stimulant drugs and being up 5 days in a row until she literally stops thinking and just gets crazy thoughts and just gets lost in the forest by herself. That's also why I call her a forest girl. And that can be fun. I tried that also, a lifestyle like that, but it's way too chaotic for me to live a lifestyle like that. And I want structure and order, and I want to wake up early every morning. Okay, and right now I feel like I'm getting there. But I think that very deep inside, Valentina is actually depressed, and she doesn't know what she wants. So I want to help her. And Ariana became obsessed with me. It turns out she's so obsessed with me that she has a background picture of me for the lock screen of her smartphone. And I sent her a YouTube video because she sent me that. And then she said, fuck yeah, like she is addicted to sex. And I find that so disgusting, because I'm far from a sex addict. And when Ariana lived at my apartment, she wanted to have sex every day, at least once. And that's the thing. I don't want to have sex every day. That's way too much. If I masturbate, I probably don't masturbate more than once a week, because you get so weak if you have sex or masturbate too often. And the thing is, I don't have so many feelings for Ariana that I feel like fucking her every day. But she really wanted to have sex with me as a way of escaping reality, I guess, or something. And the thing is, the thing with me is I really don't want to fight, especially not with girls, and therefore I didn't tell her a thing such as, hey Ariana, I think you are way too addicted to sex, and I really think we should have less sex. Instead I just told her to leave, because when she lived at my apartment I let it be on her terms, pretty much, but I realized that this is change somebody. So instead of trying to change her, I wanted to get to know what her vision of relationship with me would be like, and I tried it out, and it was sickening, and I absolutely didn't find any peace. She destroyed my apartment, I think, and if I really was gonna sacrifice myself for Ariana, I would become Ariana's Leo, and that's a different person that I am right now. You see, I don't want a life like that. I can meet Ariana sometimes here and there, but now when she's obsessed with me, like she is now, then I don't even want to meet her whatsoever. Okay? You know, if she wasn't obsessed with me, then we could meet once in a while, like whenever it feels right. But right now it doesn't really feel right to meet her, because everything gets way too chaotic if we were gonna hang out. And I don't want chaos in my life. So yeah, I'm pretty much pretty cute, because I'm still having feelings for Valentina. But what is she? She's a broken, irresponsible girl that is addicted to drugs, and that has a habit of living a lifestyle that is very, very hard to live. And she's close-minded enough to not want to try out a different lifestyle. And the thing is, I want to change Valentina, and I want to offer to her that I can help her to introduce her to a new lifestyle. Okay? That's my dream, pretty much. So I'm saying it right now here in the recording, and of course it's hard to say things like that in person to person. And yeah, I would love to bring Valentina out to my countryside house, where it's really beautiful. Or actually, first I would want to work there really hard and make it look even more beautiful. And then I would want to invite some other friends first, I think, because I don't only want it to be me and Valentina's place. I want it to be my beautiful countryside house that actually belongs to my family. But it's more like I'm taking over it now, because my family had another house in southern Sweden that was sold. And that's actually a part of a really sad story of how me and Valentina did not go to that house, because we were just about to. And all of a sudden Valentina sends me a message saying that she wants to go to that house, and I had written a letter to her on my typewriter and sent it to her address. And she wanted to go with me to there eventually, and it was paradise. I had portrayed it as though it was paradise. And then I speak to my mom's husband, who owned the house, and I told him Valentina wants to come, and he said no, she absolutely cannot come, because she's a junkie. And he doesn't fucking know anything about Valentina and how she's a junkie and whether that's dangerous or not. He just knows the term junkie and has a lot of ideas about what that means, and he's afraid of it. And he says sharp no. Another friend, yeah, but Valentina, absolutely not. And then I become so sad, and I want that everything in terms of me and Valentina's relationship is just total honesty. And because of that, I call Valentina and I say her that she's not allowed to come to the house. And then she says that, well, then it's probably best that I don't come. So that's how that story turned out. A sad one. And yeah, me and Valentina have actually known each other for really, really long. And then there was another time in the autumn of 23 when we almost became together, but then I almost touched her in her sleep, and it was a part of a misunderstanding. But she became scared after that, and she didn't want to hang out with me anymore. And we talked about it since, and it's probably not something that I would do again. But that's another example of how, because we were almost gonna be together, she had even said that she wanted to try being in a relationship with me, almost. And we hung out all the time back then, before this little incident happened. I don't want to go into that right now, but I was a total virgin back then, and I had never laid next to a girl like that. So, of course, a man can do a mistake. I didn't think she was asleep. This is very personal things, by the way, but I want to speak about everything so that the listeners to this, if there are any listeners, would come to understand why I can be so obsessed with Valentina. But the thing is, I really, really like her, and my dream is to have a girl that can do anything she wants, live any lifestyle she wants, and that I can live any lifestyle I want and really be myself. And I thought that in a relationship with me and Ariana, I felt like I couldn't be myself because she really wanted me to be Ariana's boy, and that was not the same Leo as I was. But with me and Valentina, Valentina can be whoever the fuck she wants. I think it's cool to do amphetamine. I will do amphetamine too in the summer. I just have a period right now, 3 months, where I'm totally sober from stimulants and psychedelic drugs, and that's fucking hard. I won't break that. Maybe I drank coffee this morning, even though I don't want to drink coffee, but I won't break that rule about stimulants. And if I were to break it, then I would shoot it up. Then I would shoot up the period and have it be 3 months from that point on, you know? Because I think it's really important to have discipline. And right now, don't do these hard drugs. Okay. So I'm trying to tell the recording all the details so that you can understand. First of all, my obsession with Valentina, and then why I didn't want to sell my soul to Ariana. Because that's the thing, I want to sell my soul to Valentina or whoever the next girl would be that I would date. If I would totally decide that I will forget about Valentina forever. Because the thing is, I never came to a point like that where I told myself, now I give up Valentina forever. But guess what? This autumn, and I planned this already like 1.5 years ago. If she tells me for real that she doesn't want to marry me, yeah, because it's about that really. It's about like marriage. This is like big fish that are swimming. If she tells me something like that this autumn, then I say okay, then I will do what I've always dreamt about, essentially. And I'll go to Berlin, I think, or maybe London or Berlin, I think. New York's too far away. Paris is not a cool city, but I don't know much about Paris. London or Berlin, maybe even London, but Berlin is closer. Berlin is actually very close to Sweden. But yeah, some fucking city, you know. I've been in Berlin. I know how it works there. It's actually a lot easier to survive there than in Stockholm, believe it or not. And just with some money that I saved up and just try life there instead, get a job and whatnot. That would be fun to document as well. So maybe that's what's gonna happen. And it's so funny that when I first met Valentina in 2023, my good internet friend Silk F said that she will only bring destruction into her life, and it's best that you give her up already then. And it's true. It's almost like Valentina is the girl that destroyed my life, because I've lost so much soul since I met her, because I wanted to give her everything. I said I could sacrifice anything for her, and I could do anything were she to tell me or want me to. And also, last summer I made a mixtape that was spontaneous out of nowhere, and I don't even think it was supposed to be her mixtape first. But then it just became her mixtape, and I started to mix all my favorite songs. And I did something incredible, which is my mixtape for Valentina, and it's the best mixtape I know in the world, because what happens in this mixtape is something that is just beyond logic, and 5/4 tunes line up to the beats of a 4/4 tune by accident, not once, and once, and then the beats line up another time by accident. Oh, a fucking helicopter just flew right over me. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Silk F would call that totally gang stalking. So yeah, maybe that's a sign that I should speak more about this mixtape. It was a miraculous mixtape. Because I have seen the sound force, and the sound force is what I call miraculous events. And I saw this already in 23. In my recordings, a phone call from Snäsätra. There are some strange coincidences that I just noticed when I listened to these recordings afterwards, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. It's as though people in the background react to what I'm saying. It's like schizophrenia type shit, but it's for real, and it's on the record. Okay, it's on the physical record, so anyone could see it, and we can discuss this. It's not just something in my head, it's out there. And this especially occurs in my mixtape for Valentina, because the beats... Yo, first of all, how do I make this mixtape? I make it on my MacBook, which is actually pretty old by now. And I use only 3 programs, and that is iTunes. So I have an old version of Mac where it's not called music, but it's called iTunes. And I don't want to update because I love when you see all the records and they have different colors, and maybe the reason why I don't update my Mac is because I want to keep it in this old magical version that I love more, that attracts more spirits and whatnot, and which allows me to create incredible things such as my mixtape for Valentina. But either way, I use 3 programs: iTunes, Spotify, and an old version of the Firefox browser with SoundCloud. And that's it. I didn't fucking use QuickTime Player. And QuickTime Player, by the way, makes it so that you can play multiple songs at the same time. No, I only used these 3 programs, so 3 channels, pretty much. And I didn't use VLC or Audacity or anything like that. Just these 3 programs, alright? And like the volume slider and the volume keys on my computer. And then you can ask yourself, how the fuck did he make a mixtape like that? You can listen to it if you dare. It's very beautiful. Yeah, it's just something incredible. But either way, I think that no matter if there's supernatural forces in this mixtape or not, you know, it would be logical to assume that there is not. You know, no matter what the case is, still that mixtape serves as proof that I truly love Valentina, because it's her mixtape and it's my expression for how much I love her by mixing in my favorite songs of all time. And just so yeah, I really did fall in love with her, unlike I've ever fallen in love with any girl. And I know her good sides, and I know that when Valentina is not depressed, when she is in her best self, then she's an incredible person. And she did also live at my apartment last year, but we didn't have sex. I said to her when she lived in my apartment that I wanted that she lay next to me, but she wanted to lay on a mattress across the room. And that was a bit strange, because why didn't I just let her lay in the mattress? Why was it important for me? I don't know. That was pretty strange, actually. Maybe it was just the fact that I had never ever in my life laid next to a girl since I laid next to her in 2023. So maybe I was just missing that, and that's not strange. Oh god, I'm being so open in this recording. But yeah, if she were to live at my apartment another time, then it would be totally fine that she sleeps not next to me. Maybe I would even want her to sleep not next to me, because I think it can be extremely beneficial to know a girl really close, to take walks and discuss things really close, but to not have any sexual interaction whatsoever, because sex is such a bad thing, really. It's so addictive to some people. And why the fuck do you even need to have sex? What's the difference between having sex and doing drugs? Well, sex brings two people really close to each other, and sometimes unnecessarily close, because I feel still disgusted of how close me and Ariana got because we had sex, and that's also why I don't want to meet her whatsoever right now, I think, because whatever. Yeah, so of course it brings two people pretty close, but I think that what me and Valentina need right now is to hang out and not have sex, and to prove that nobody's addicted to sex. But then in the summer, then I would like to capture her at Elia, my countryside house, which is the most beautiful garden in the known universe, and then have sex with her, and then have babies with her. That would be something. then she would be forced to change her lifestyle if she were pregnant. Maybe it's time for Valentina to stop living the destructive lifestyle that she's living. It's not bringing her anything other than a couple amphetamine artworks that everyone has seen at this point. No motherfucking Sound Force events, nothing supernatural. Is she really happy deepest inside? No, I don't think so. Maybe she is, and then she can tell me to go to hell and fuck off. Okay? But I think Valentina would be happier if I captured her in a most beautiful garden. But also, I don't even know if what I'm saying is true. Listening to myself now, I sound kind of psychotic. Maybe it would just be best if I just worked on my countryside house and didn't capture any girls there. 26 minutes. Yeah, so whatever. But I want to be very open in this recording, and here it's dusk. I'm in the forest now, close to the Heartstone. And usually I go to the second highest peak and then to the first highest peak, but up there was sitting a couple actually, a boy and a girl, probably like 2 years younger than me, because everyone is like 2 years younger than me at this point. Generation that is shining. I feel so fucking old. I wasn't 23 when I was 21 years old, and I feel so fucking old. Now it's the generation that came after me that is shining. But I'm happy for them, of course. That's awesome. So romantic. A boy and a girl sitting on the highest peak in Snösätra. So yeah, I'm just a loser pretty much. I should kill myself. I'm just kidding. So I became obsessed with a girl that is irresponsible enough to not want to see my obsession with her. And this girl decided that she's absolutely not gonna speak to Leo and say to him, "Hey Leo, I see that you're obsessed with me, but maybe you should find another girl. I think that would be best for you because I care for you." No, she only cares about getting high and feeling the high and being by herself. She's never with friends pretty much. That's so weird. So how am I in love with such a broken individual pretty much? Or is she broken? I don't know, she's probably trying to find something higher value. I think she should try a different lifestyle, because that lifestyle for an entire life, I've never seen that ending super good. But I still think that her life could end good, but I think she would have to be with me for that to happen. Because if she's not gonna be with me, then I never think she's gonna become anything. That's the truth. I'm gonna keep being disciplined. You know, I slept all day today, but fuck off, I won't do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I have work, by the way, and that's also why I drank coffee today, because of the fact that I drank coffee yesterday, also because I had just a little bit at home. Then I will have to drink coffee tomorrow at work, because it's always very important that I do a good job at work. And so when I have a habit of drinking coffee, then I need to drink coffee at work. So I would have to be off coffee for at least like 4 days in order for me to go to work and be confident and not drink coffee, okay? That's just the struggle of quitting coffee, and I know that amphetamine is a lot harder to quit. But I quit amphetamine. But sometimes I wonder if using amphetamine just a couple of times has that, to be honest. So yeah, but amphetamine is not the topic of this recording. I actually plan to make 2 recordings after this. I'll make one about my job that I, believe it or not, got when I was in Snösätra, and then after that I'll make one about amphetamine. But I may make some in between the work one and the amphetamine one. This is the one about girls. And also, if a new girl would come into my life, I would love to hang out with her. But I really struggle to see that my feelings for Valentina would disappear, and that I would become more in love with this new girl. You see, it didn't fucking happen with Ariana, and I don't think it could happen with any other girl. Absolutely not. Okay? You understand what I'm talking about right now. Hope you do. Okay, and I have a really good friend called Emily. She's so fucking cool. I love her a lot. And we hung out the other day, and then she really wanted to buy lunch for me, and we went to this super nice restaurant here in Högdalen, High Valley, that Högdalen is translated to High Valley, and this super nice restaurant that Emily knew of, that she showed me, and we had such a nice time. I didn't take any pictures of her because I just didn't want to do that, but she's one of my best friends and I love her so much. But guess what? Emily can see, because she's fucking hella intelligent. Emily, she's super nice. She's one of the whatever, I shouldn't speak about her so much, but she's one of the best people I know, pretty much. But yeah, she can see my feelings for Valentina, and then she understands that we can never be together, me and Emily. But I don't even think she wants to be with me, because I'm way too young for her. She's over 40. She's 42, I think. But I know that she thinks that I'm super cool. But she definitely can see my feelings for Valentina, and how I say, because I don't flirt with Emily, you know. Another boy may do that because they want sex or something, but I don't flirt with Emily, and Emily knows that it is because my feelings for Valentina are written in stone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's the truth. And Emily is very funny, because there's another boy here in Högdalen who is really in love with another girl, like I'm in love with Valentina, and Emily jokes and says that me and that person are the 2 people that are just stuck with girls, and she thinks that it's funny, but she doesn't make anything off of it. And I think, thank God that I have decided that I will give up Valentina forever and ever this autumn. But I will also say that if she wants to give me a fucking true chance, I will let her be who she is. She can do as many drugs as she wants all the time, but also, of course, she's gonna have to sacrifice herself to me. It's gonna have to be like that, and that's what you will understand. But of course, she can decide also if she says something. But the thing is, that's energy. If she has energy to say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, she has to gain that energy to tell me what she wants. And this is all just logic, you know, things falling into place, pretty much. So everything is falling into place, and that's the thing with relationships. It's about things falling into place, essentially. So I'm a pretty normal boy, but I fell deeply in love with a girl, and that happens. And yeah, I want to give her everything, pretty much. So now you know. Now you know. It's a little bit awkward, but it's a little bit manly as well, and a little bit cool. How can my feelings be as strong, as real as they are? And then I think she likes me a lot as a friend, but I think she feels threatened by my extreme feelings, and I don't think she can understand how strong my feelings really are. Also, maybe she's a bit afraid also when she sees that I have so strong feelings, but Ariana is fucking crazy. She has a picture of me as the background picture for her phone, and that makes me afraid that she will become manipulative or something, because that would be total hell, and that's not what I want. And I hope that's not what Ariana wants either, in terms of me and her relationship. God, complicated scenarios. But yeah, I'm not looking to fuck around with bitches. No, I'm looking for a solid, true relationship and creating a family eventually. Doesn't have to happen now. You have to understand what the other person wants. But that's the thing. I want to find a girl to create a family with and really understand what they want. What kind of relationship do they have? What kind of lifestyle do they have? What kind of values do they have? What do they want to do? What project do they have? And how can I help them? You know? Yeah, exactly. Like that. And who do they want me to be? And who can I change for that person? How can I change for that person? You know? I'm speaking about, I really want to find a girl that I can sacrifice myself totally for. Like, die for, pretty much. Like, what's the purpose of being in love if you're not that person's zero? You know, the Smashing Pumpkins even sing about it, and Valentina even knew a song back in the days called Love is Suicide. And I also have a song called Bodies by the Smashing Pumpkins, where they sing that love is suicide. And what does that mean? It means that you fucking kill yourself when you see that person, because you belong to that person. And that's what I want. That's my vision of a good relationship. You know, you merge totally with that person. Yeah. So now my master plan is to invite Valentina to the most beautiful garden in Sweden after it has become even more beautiful, because I'll work on it. And yeah, a little extra fact, that's by the way when I'll start to do amphetamine again later this year, is when I go out to my garden when the leaves come out, you know, in May. Then I'll do amphetamine, because I know that I'll get a lot more done to be on amphetamine. Right? And then I'll work and I'll create a beautiful garden, and I will tell Valley, look me in the fucking eye. Look me in the fucking eye. What are you scared of? And then I'm gonna ask her if she wants to come with me, and then we'll see what happens. Right? That sounds like a plan. So that's me and my relationship to girls right now. Thank you for listening. And yeah, I'll say this one more time. Yeah, seriously, I don't fuck around with girls. I'm on a fucking mission to find my perfect relationship and my family. I think that a family is the most important thing in life. More important than your fucking project, your fucking musical albums. More important than your business, even. Yeah, at least that's the fact for me. You know, the most important thing in my life is my family. Having a woman that I'm in a perfect relationship with, where we never fight because we understand each other so deeply. Okay, and then we can have children. But if, say, Valentina wouldn't want to have children, then I would accept it. You know, if I see her perspective. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but a perfect relationship and fighting for something, fighting for a revolution also, that makes the relationship better always. And my fucking revolution is legalizing drugs, or trying to legalize drugs, at least speaking about how much I fucking love drugs, because you can fucking use drugs, all kinds of fucking drugs. You know, that's my revolution. And that's what I want to fight for. So let's not fucking sleep until 4. You know, I know how to do it. I'm not fucking stupid. And this is exactly how I'm doing it, by making this recording. And by speaking to my beautiful friend Hector also. He helps me. So yeah, I have a couple plans. We'll see if I make a manuscript for the next speaking recording or not. But in my experience, I do the best things without a manuscript, because I can kind of keep all the points in my head that I want to speak about anyways. So that works best for me. So I think I have said everything that I want to say. And it's true. I love Valentina, and I really, really do. And I understand how she may not understand that, and how she can be very afraid of that, but it's the truth.